walk through the world as a vessel, a living conduit of energy, absorbing the reverberations of every whisper, every gaze, every unspoken intention that drifts through the ether. You have felt it before, the weight of another's suffering curling around you like unseen tendrils, sinking into the marrow of your being. Their anger, their despair, their relentless cynicism seeps into you, staining your mind with an exhaustion that is not yours to bear. And yet, you carry it. You carry it as though it belongs to you, as though you have been forged as a receptacle for the afflictions of others. But what if I told you that this burden was never yours to begin with? What if you had the power to stand unmoved, an unshaken pillar amid the storms of human dissonance? Listen closely, for I will tell you how. You are not merely a physical being. You are an interplay of frequencies, a symphony of vibrations that coalesce into what you perceive as the self. But the world is an ocean of competing energies, and like a ship without anchor, you drift, assailed by the tides of emotions that are not your own. The envious glare of a stranger, the resentment laced in a colleague's words, the silent rage of a passerby, all of these are arrows loosed into the air, and you, unguarded, take them into your flesh without realizing it. The problem is not that these energies exist. The problem is that you have yet to master the art of discernment. To cease absorbing the malignancies of others, you must first construct within yourself an impenetrable fortress. A mind left open to the whims of the external world is a city without walls, raided by every passing marauder. The key is awareness. When another's energy collides with you, you must recognize it not as part of your internal state, but as an external force seeking entry. You must ask yourself, does this emotion belong to me? Or is it an echo of someone else's pain, clawing for purchase within my soul? Most fail at this very juncture. They confuse borrowed anguish for their own suffering, allowing it to seep into their psyche, where it festers like a parasite. Intention is the blade that cuts through illusion. You must wield it with precision. Every morning, before the world has its chance to invade you, set your intention. Imagine yourself encased in an impervious light, a field of energy that repels all that does not belong to you. This is not mere fantasy. Science itself has begun to whisper of the power of human thought to shape reality. Your subconscious is a forge, and what you craft within it will become manifest in the material world. Walk through your day knowing that no venom can pierce your armor unless you grant it passage. Detachment is the alchemy that transmutes poison into nothingness. When the shadows of another's suffering reach for you, do not recoil, do not engage. Simply observe, detached as a god watching the mortals in their ceaseless turmoil. You do not need to claim every sorrow that grazes your awareness. You do not need to drown in the tempest of their emotions. Observe, acknowledge, and let it pass. This is the essence of true sovereignty over the self. Even the strongest walls must be fortified, and even the mightiest warriors must cleanse their wounds. You must develop rituals of purification, acts that sever the lingering energies that attempt to tether themselves to you. Water, flowing and unyielding, has long been known to cleanse not only the body, but the spirit. Immerse yourself in it. Let it strip you of the unseen filth that clings to your essence. Fire, ancient and relentless, purifies all it touches. Light a candle, and as the flame dances, imagine it consuming all residual energies that do not belong to you. Nature, the great harmonizer, restores equilibrium. Stand amidst trees. Let the wind carry away the invisible burdens you have unknowingly gathered. There exists a dreadful reluctance within the human soul to deny the requests of others. You feel obligated to listen to their laments, to absorb their anguish, to nod as they spill their misery upon you, as though you are a vessel for their release. You are not. You do not owe anyone the privilege of your energy. Say no, not out of cruelty, but out of self-preservation. The world will attempt to guilt you into servitude, whispering that to refuse another's pain is selfish. But I tell you this, drowning in their suffering does not save them. It only ensures that two souls are lost instead of one. Stand firm. You are not made to be an emotional dumping ground. Mastery lies in the knowing that you are an observer, not a prisoner, of energy. When you reach this state, nothing can harm you unless you allow it. Others may rage, may despair, may bleed their sorrow into the air, but you will remain untouched, sovereign in your own essence. You will no longer absorb, but rather transmute, turning every arrow shot at you into vapor, dissolving it before it can ever find its mark. You will become untouchable, a force too strong to be infiltrated by the weaknesses of others. The choice is before you. To remain open, vulnerable, and unguarded, allowing the world to infest your spirit with its turmoil, or to rise above, to claim dominion over your own energy, to exist as a being untethered from the suffering that does not belong to you. You must decide now. Will you walk forth as you have always been, or will you step into the power that has always been within you? The path is clear. The only question is whether you have the courage to take it.